Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And if you are watching this, you are blessed and you are highly favored. You know why? Because you're alive. And as long as you're alive, there's always room, there's always opportunity for change to get things and make things the way you want them to be in your life. And let's always remember to be grateful, to practice humility, to give God the most highest God, Lord of Lords, King of Kings, Jesus Christ, all the honor, all the glory, and all the praise. And if you are not a believer, I encourage you to become one. I've tried him and he's all right. Yes, I have. All right, now let's get straight into it. Finally, a busy week, and not just boxing and sports. Y'all know how I am. I'd be like, listen, this SHIT is slow out here. I don't want to do, you know, the Twitter beast all the time and the politics all the time. You know what I'm saying? I want to get some action, and it look like we got action. Y'all know I want to see these ninjas fight. You hear me? And we got some fights. Woke up about 5 this morning, did my prayers, praising the Lord, and this, that, and the other, and he must have said, you know what, you need to be entertained. I'm gonna let you see that. I'm gonna send this presser your way. Oh, I knew, about Tank and Hector, their little presser, but I didn't know Boo Boo Andre and Jerron in his boots gonna be on the undercard. I couldn't believe it. I said, wow. Now this is exciting. These two undercard fights are so exciting. I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I need to go? Do I need to have a fight party? What do I need to do? I can't believe it. Okay, I cannot believe it. Who do I like in all three of these fights? I like all the star headliners. I like Tank to win. I like Andre to win for who he's fighting, because I don't remember those other guys' names they're fighting. And I like Jerron in his boots to win. That's who I got winning those fights. Listen. Listen, I might have to get to Washington. You hear me? Because that's where the fight is going to be. It's going to be in Washington. It's going to be big. I might have to squeeze my tiny. I might have to get there. You hear me? I might have to get there. I'm so excited. I don't even have no commentary. I don't even know what to say besides it just full of excitement and just what a time to be alive. Praise the Lord. Now, I'm still waiting on a Tank to come out. They haven't came out yet on his part of the headlining part of the presser with him and Hector. I'm sorry, not Hector. What am I saying? Luis. They haven't came out. They haven't came out yet. Heck, I'm saying Hector for. What's wrong with me? Listen. Shakur, Bill Haney, Devin Haney was all on a three-way panel. Basically, if building their fight, their super fight up, and that is a big fight. I've seen a sparring match between those two. It's a 50-50 fight. It's split straight down the middle. Okay, from watching the sparring match that they had that was released, I think it was back in 2019. When I seen it, was it 2019? Yeah. Listen, it's split straight down the middle. I love it. I'm not mad at it. Shakur standing on his square saying, listen, y'all know I'm with all the smoke. Y'all ain't finna railroad me with words of war. And I love that about him. He brought to Bill Haney's attention how he feels like he's been verbally attacking him, and he was in so many words saying basically you shouldn't. That's your son. You should stay out of it. Basically is what he was saying, and let me and Devin do that. He said he don't have nobody doing that for him. In other words, he was saying he doesn't have a father there, is what he was saying. You know, and Devin said, "Wait a minute. You know, you got your boy. What's that? Was it Keyshawn? Your boy repping you and being disrespectful and speaking out of turn. Why can't my father? That's my actual father doing it. He has more of a right." Is basically what Devin Haney saying to speak on my behalf than your homeboy. Shakur came back and said, "Listen, that's my brother. No doubt. I love him to death. That's my brother." He's like, but you know, like I say. And I'm gonna tell you something. It hurts me, you know, that we missing fathers in our community, and things like this are the effects of it. You know what I'm saying? When we see, you know, guys that do have their father, it gets, you know, I feel like it can stir up a little. It's not fair. He got it. You know, it's hurtful to see. But I like how Bill Haney handled that. He said, "Listen, I encourage both you and Shakur. I'm sorry, I encourage both you and Devin, you and my son, you know. I had you up under my wing, like counseling you." And I feel like Bill Haney has been like a big brother slash, I could go for that little father figure to these young guys coming up in the sport. I could go for that with Bill. Bill understands that we lack fatherhood for our young black boys. He does. And, you know, he stepped up to be a father, and it's just a great thing to see for him to, and you know, for him to, he threw it out there. Shakur ain't denied. He said, "Listen, I put bugs in your ear, Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I loved on you in so many words," is what he was saying, like my own son. You know, we do respect you. It kind of ended on a sour note. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, let's make it happen. You know, with all the smoke, they went on ahead and ended it like that. But the love was definitely in the room, and I could appreciate that. You know, so I appreciate Bill for that. Do his gimmicks sometimes make me side-eye him a little bit? Yeah, but that's because I'm a woman and I'm a little emotional, and we view things differently. But otherwise, I appreciate Bill Haney. And not just Bill Haney, Jerron Ennis Boots' father, and all the fathers in the sports. Not just the black fathers that participate with their sons, but all of the fathers in the sports, and especially in the Mexican community, that support their sons. And you know what I'm saying, because it's important for sons to have fathers, and you know, to see that father-son bond throughout the sport of boxing the way it is, so strong, it just does me proud. It makes me so happy. Even Tank Calvin, to me, I would love to get an opportunity. I'll tell Tank right now, Tank Calvin Ford, he's your daddy. He's your father. You know what I'm saying? The way he's been there for you and support your career. Because Tank been boxing, I want to say, since about, 10, 11 or something like that. When he had the little Tank cut out on the side of his fade and stuff like that. We was young boxing. Calvin Ford was right there. I see the video footage and all of his throwback, you know, footage. So, you know, in my heart, I was like, oh, you know, and I love Calvin Ford. I absolutely adore what he has done in Tank life. And I pray that that bond is there, because, you know, the Bible says, when your mother and your father forsake you, I'll take you up, you know, and I'll be there for you. I'll raise you, which is an honor to have the biggest entity, the highest, most God, to say he'll take you up and take care of you is a wonderful thing. And a lot of ways he does that is he sends somebody that would have been even greater than your own parent, who was not maybe mentally stable or not physically able to be there. He'll send somebody else. And I feel like Calvin Ford was a God sent to Gervonta Tank Davis, okay? And I give him a lot of credit for that. I really appreciate him. I do. So yeah, I kind of went off track there. I'm sorry. Y'all know how I am. Y'all know I just go digging deep into everything. I am sorry. I apologize. You know. So that's that on that. Also, Bill's going to be on USA New Media Today, Coach Malachi's channel at 3 o'clock. be there or be square, or as he would say, don't meet me there, beat me there. Um, so I think that's gonna be a very good show. It's always a good show. It doesn't matter who's on there. You know what I'm saying? Because Coach Malachi is very entertaining. So yeah. So go check out my guy over there. Um, and see. I'm gonna check him out. See what Bill Haney talking about. So I want to go off the subject of boxing for. Oh, also Tank says that he insinuates rather that Ryan Garcia is on something because the way he bulked up, and Ryan Garcia does look really bulky. He does. However, and of course it was a post and delete. However, listen, um, Ryan know he can't come in there slipping. He know he got the, and usually that's what happens when fighters know they're getting ready to fight somebody really, really dangerous. It seems like that always happens. They bulk up or something. I feel like if anything, for intimidation factor. You know what I'm saying? Because it obviously did something. Because Tank Short tweeted about it and said it's gonna be a problem. I ain't talking about no boxing if you are on something, this, that, and the other. And Ryan Garcia came back and said, "Listen, baby, I ain't on nothing. And if you ain't even asked for vital testing, I done did everything you asked me to do. And if you would ask me to do that, I would do it. So don't get on here, capping for these folks like it's a problem, because it's not. I'll be more than happy to take vital tests." In so many words, I'm paraphrasing is what Ryan Garcia said. All right. Last but not least, I want to speak on this Deion Sanders thing. I remember watching Deion Sanders. He almost convinced me that it was a good idea for him to promote HBCUs really pulling their their sports alumni areas of their college, like pulling them together and really working on getting all of our young, talented and skilled black men into HBCU colleges, and listen, not sending them off to these prestige colleges, prestige sports colleges, with them folks, and let's take them in and take care of them in our own HBCUs. And let's send them through. Let's create a lifeline for them to go straight through. Let's keep it in-house. That way, the NFL have to come see us to get all the top quality guys. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching him promote that, and I mean, he drove that thing into the ground. And I was like, wow, this is a good idea. However, I knew that this would be a big responsibility, because we talking about dealing with almost a stronghold within the HBCUs, who a lot of the HBCUs are not organized in their athletic departments. The funds are not distributed properly there to their athletic departments, and all of these type of things like this, and just the certain things that go on within our community that just trickles down to every lane that we have where we run things. We're still brutish in those areas as a community. We're not refined in doing business and doing certain things. Not all of us, but listen, a lot of us. And I be doggone, after a while, you see him start to get frustrated and preach on how these guys, the sleeping quarters are not great enough for them. And he's talking about how the athletic department is not getting enough money and funds to feed these guys properly. And you just see him getting frustrated over these 2 years he's been promoting this. You just see that star, that twinkle in his eyes start to dim where it's concerned, because he realized that the money ain't right. The money ain't being distributed properly to these young black fighters. They not eat. I'm sorry, fighters. I'm still in Baltimore. To these athletes, they're not eating the same thing that them other folks eating. It's just a lot of puzzle pieces missing, and guess what? You could just see, and guess what? So I'm getting ready to skip some things. I didn't mean to skip nothing. The disrespect that he got the coach putting his hands on him when they at the end of the game. You go to to show the sportsmanship and shake hands, and the coaches meet up, and the coach pushes him. You can just see the hurt in his eyes, like, I'm doing this for us, brother. You know what I'm saying? We won. Why are you so mad? Like, you know what I'm saying? The breaking in the locker room and going into the coaching quarters and stealing all his jewelry, just real niggardry that happened to him. Him having to come out his own pocket and take care of these guys. Okay? Because the athletic department is not doing it. Him seeing just a crab in a crab pot in a crab barrel mentality with trying to do something that was put on his heart to do, it weighed too much on him. And that's why I say people must have not really been following what all he went through. They robbed him. They put his hands on him. The schools weren't cooperating with the finances properly. Nobody really got behind him and helped this man do what he had to do. And now you're mad because he's trying to protect. Because what Deion Sanders is trying to do is protect his heart and his mental state. He realized, I can't do this. They stole from me. They've disrespected me. They put their hands on me. They won't financially back me. What am I doing this for? Now, only thing my thing is what did you expect? Now the Lord tell you to tell him your plans. It doesn't matter what the plans is, and if it's his will, he gonna make it happen. He gonna put the divine helpers in place. He's gonna do divine intervention when it's necessary. He's gonna touch people's hearts, soften people's heart, make men give it to your bosom, this, that, and the other. As long as you giving and doing your part, all this old type of stuff. God gonna make it happen for you if you tell him your plans. Now, I'm not saying Deion Sanders didn't do it, because I'm really more so speaking just from a worldly perspective. I'm not gonna throw all the spiritual stuff in there, but that was on my heart to throw out there. It's like, y'all want this man to stay in that position and suffer. Why? When he could go to the Colorado University and everything is in order and he could get a peace of mind. Because he tried it with our people. He tried it and it didn't work out. And he got a better opportunity. And guess what? It's time for the man to move on. Kudos to you, Deion Sanders. You got to do whatever you got to do to protect your mental space. Let the black community be mad. They always like to talk trash but don't want to do nothing to help. The most they gonna do is talk a good game, and that's it. Ain't send this man now dime, I'm sure, to help him kick off what he was doing, but you mad because he decided to move forward because it was just taking too much out of him. That's BS. Leave him alone. Yeah, he brought some fellas over there that could have went to did the same thing for themselves, and they decided to follow him over there and follow his movement. But I don't believe he's gonna abandon those guys in particular that he brought over there. I believe that he's gonna see them through. He said he's gonna finish the season off, and that's that on that. Leave the man alone, black community. Giving him donkey of the day, downing him, wanting him to stay and take that abuse. You don't have to take nobody's abuse. If you trying to help, so I'm trying to help you, and you gonna keep kicking me down and beating me down, no, I'm gonna move forward and leave you right where you at. And that's all I have to say on that. Say goodbye to my piggy, Samuel, that's his name. Peace.